many years ago, my parents died when I was 11. And you can imagine what that does to a young girl, right? And I have moved through life with a certain, I don't remember what the exact phrase ChatGPT used, but like a hyper-functional personality, where you don't have a problem with being seen. You know, you dress nice, you look nice, you're loud, you're present, but you don't really want to be seen.
Welcome back to my channel. Today, a really interesting one. I have a special guest with me today. Her name is Molatelo, and she recently started a business called the Empress Edit, beautifully curated pieces. And today she's on the couch to tell us how she started. Without wasting any more time, hello Molatelo, how are you?
Hey girl, how you doing?
Good. It's been a while actually.
Should we tell them that we know each other from almost 2 decades ago, or is that giving away?
Girl, tell them. We know each other from university.
Imagine. I think we were the first cohort to be part of University of Johannesburg. It had previously been around Afrikaans University.
Yes, that tells you how old we are. But I've always revealed my age on this channel. I'm a proudly 4-year-old. So yeah. But thank you so much for coming today and joining on the channel. So maybe let's just start from the beginning, which is, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Who is Molatelo Ramothwala? There are probably so many aspects that I could touch on, but I think at this stage of my life, I'm proud to be a Black woman. I'm proud to be Mopedi, so I embrace that aspect of me. I love traveling. I love fashion. I've always loved the kind of clothing that makes you stand out. I love to read. I love music. So Molatelo is a open-minded, curious, fashion-loving, travel-loving, and overall lover of things.
I love that. Lover of things. I've seen that on your social media right now, and I'm like, that's actually the best way to describe you. Actually, one of my memories of you, I think when I first met you, was I remember the beads. I remember you always looking very colorful with, your designs. I remember that Afrocentric aesthetic, and I know that for us growing up back then, we had your stone cherries who came through. You had your what is this name here at the back?
Oh my gosh, what is this, Karabo?
Is it there?
This is Manto! Oh my god, that is probably one of my most favorite local designers. I met her somewhere during doing my work, and I said to her, congratulations on your staying power.
Girl.
So definitely I'm aware of Manto. Kansani was my shiro.
Yes.
I mean, the short hair, I was just like, how can she be so beautiful and so natural and so badass and so many things. Also, that was around the time Butandi, so we're coming up with that strong African aesthetic. So definitely I've always embraced much, shall we call it, stronger as African aesthetic. Funny enough, and maybe we'll get there, but one of my favorite things about like doing this Empress Edit work has been being complimented for being African.
I saw that you commented on that on your social media. You're like, is that a compliment? I mean, is that not what should be the norm? If you're African, why are we being complimented on being African? But that's a very interesting point, because it highlights this return to Afrocentricity and return to our roots. And that's one of the things I love most about your Empress Edit designs. And she's wearing one of her pieces right now. And I actually wanted to talk to you also just about, starting, because I know that you had a lot of like reservations in the beginning, so maybe just walk us through that.
Karabo, I think you can appreciate age group yarena. There's a let's call it a lot of ageism, a lot of there's a lot of so I've always been attracted to fashion. And with time, it became a lot more, shall we call it, Afrocentric. And also in moving around the world, I have people constantly, hey, where did you get that? Where did you get that? So Msango has been in me since. And so I've known for a long time that I wanted to do something in fashion. But somewhere along the way, you doubt yourself and you've got to pay bills. And so it took, I don't know, I was just like, girl, you're getting old. You've got to leave whatever it is that God has put inside you. It's either now or never. So, I had to navigate a lot of, stuff mentally, a lot of, the world has moved on. We're trending now. We are wearing certain aesthetics. We are pushing a certain aesthetic. So I had to sort of like come back to myself and say, but trust what you have decided you want to do.
I love that. I love the fact that, you know, it's still about doing things even when you're scared. Because, I mean, the fear doesn't really go away. It's more about facing it.
For sure.
So how did you, start? Because obviously there's financial implications, there's the planning. What did you have to do to get your clothing business off the ground?
Yeah. The Empress edit has been in the making for 2+ years and the dream even longer. I joined a savings club with a bunch of women with the aim of walking away with a certain amount at the end and just traveling to Lagos, Nigeria. I mean, I didn't just wake up and go. Maybe I need to preface this with the fact that I do have a relationship with Nigeria. Long term, it would be nice to have stuff from all over the continent and make my own stuff and stuff. But I started specifically there because I have experience there. I've spent some time there. I've done some work there as a digital project manager on Big Brother. I've done some work with the Calabar Cross River State, where I was doing still digital media management for a pageant that they had. So I have collectively spent almost 2 years in Nigeria at different points. And in the process have learned about the movement, about the fashion, I've always been interested also in the fashion. So it also gave me an opportunity to get to go to certain places, touch and feel. And so when I decided to start, I said, as an initial start, I'm going to focus there. Inshallah, in the long term, I'll have things from all over the continent, beautiful, luxurious. I'll make my own things. But because I had that existing knowledge and those existing relationships, I decided to start there. I saved up money through a collective saving club with some women. And last year, September, after identifying potential suppliers on Instagram and initiating conversations with them, checking if they were open to me coming and seeing some of the stuff, because also Nigeria being Nigeria, you don't want to just go in blindly and trust that a supplier is going to give you what they say they're going to give you. So it was important for me to establish those relationships. I went there, I sourced the material, I came back to South Africa and I sat on it for months.
Wow, on your stock. Jeez. But why did you sit on the stock? Why did it take you so long?
I sat at a place of a lot of self-doubt. I sat at a place of uncertainty. I sat at a place of procrastination. I sat at a place of a lot of planning. There's something about planning that makes you feel like you're doing something when you're actually not. And because of my experience in my career in the social media management space, I was doing spreadsheets, content plans but it also
paralyzed you, I guess.
I was paralyzed, but it was like I put a mirror in front of me and I don't know if this is going to come back to bite me, but what other stuff do you use AI for?
Everything.
Including a little bit of therapy?
Yeah. Who hasn't told ChatGPT their problems? And if you're saying you haven't, you lie.
So, thank you for this safe space, because I was swirling a lot of things in my head, and I was like, okay, I've got to self-diagnose because I'm an adult. I need to move through what is happening. And I started like, sharing a bunch of stuff. And many, many years ago, my parents died when I was 11. And you can imagine what that does to a young girl, right? And I have moved through life with a certain, I don't remember what the exact phrase ChatGPT used, but like a hyper-functional personality where you don't have a problem with being seen. You dress nice, you look nice, you're loud, you're present, but you don't really want to be seen because that other level of being seen means people must know about your unfortunate background.
You have to reveal yourself
in ways where I'm not sure I've ever fully been comfortable with being vulnerable.
I don't think you have, because I learned this about you on graduation, and I had been friends with you the whole year, and I remember being like, what? Why didn't you tell me? And and I was like, oh my gosh, I wish you would have told me. But I get that. And I think I was actually watching something just yesterday where it talked about if, for example, you've dealt with uncertainty. When you grow up, you want certainty. So pursuing jobs or entrepreneurship or things like this put you in a very uncomfortable space. But when I was watching this thing, it also brought this realization that I've always wanted to pursue entrepreneurship. But one of the things that's always made me one step in, one step out is the uncertainty. Because when I lost my mom, all I wanted was certainty. So I get that. But yeah, thanks for sharing that.
I think it has been liberating and fun and freeing. I guess this is what they say about 40, right? You get to a level where you're just like, this is who I am. This is what I like. This is what I don't like.
Yeah.
This is my story.
Yeah.
And I think also doing the work. So, okay, ChatGPT revealed these things to me about me that I had never had the language to describe. Then what do I do with it, right? Okay, therapy, time, money and stuff, but I invested time in a lot of like healing podcasts, our godmother, Oprah. Then it's like, okay, so then what next? There's a wealth of knowledge online. I think the podcast industry is probably one of the best things to happen to content creation. You can find stuff on anything and everything. And I took the time you would have seen over the December holidays, I was like online literally all the time. If I'm not recording stuff for the Empress edit, I'm watching some or other podcast that helps me navigate this self-doubt. Like, why wouldn't you want to be seen? Why would you want to internalize something that you had no part in happening? And one of the lines that I like recite and walk with now a lot of the time is we get thrown into these environments, we're destabilized and things happen to us and we focus a lot on what we didn't get. I did not get my mom. But you know what? I got a lot of independence. I can take care of myself. I've got a lot of clarity and order in terms of, okay, you are all that you've got. You've got to go to school. You've got to focus. So there's a lot of, okay, some people will say it's OCD and whatever other terms. But I'm walking away from my tragedy with these tools that I believe are now making me a better adult. So the long and short of it is I had to do a lot of work mentally. And now I'm just like, you guys are going to get used to this more.
Love it. And you know what, guys? I think it's so important that the conversation went in the direction that it did, because most often the reasons why we're not pursuing our goals or not pursuing the things that we know God's put into our hearts to pursue is this fear that, I'm not enough, right? And that not enoughness is often from something that you've experienced, in your life. And it's the willingness to deal with that pain, willingness to overcome whatever it is and to face it head on. And I think a lot of people are afraid to be seen. I think it's it's you know, we all on the internet, we all using our phones. I mean, I know when I started this channel, I was mortified to like even watch my videos.
Oh my goodness, why? I'm gonna turn it back on you. Why were you uncomfortable with watching yourself?
First of all, how many businesses have I started? How many initiatives have I done? I mean, if you followed me, you know I had Chili Mag, I've had what else have
the bras, the sports bras.
I had the XOXO, I've had a lot of things.
Yeah.
Right? And instead of looking at those things as, you know, opportunities where I learned, I started looking at it as failures.
Ooh.
But today, everything I've gone through has prepared me for where I am right now. There's absolutely, even the bras, I know how to source from China. You know, I know how to deal with this. I know how to deal with like stock and thinking about product and all of that. And then I realized that I'm afraid, but we all are.
All of us.
And when, I think Oprah is the one who says, when you try, you give people permission.
But echoing onto what you know you're sharing is just also where I was doing my nails, and coincidentally, those women had just seen me on TikTok. Oh, wow. I think I shared it on my WhatsApp. I was like, oh, I just had a quasi celebrity moment. Oh. All of them were like, hello, woo, yeah, woo. Oh. I also had to quickly, instead of going into my, I was like, have you seen the rest of the page? Have you seen what I sell? And I showed them some of the stuff on the pages, and actually one lady bought a kaftan. So being seen means, you know, your business can be seen, means somebody can, hey, there's something there.
Yeah. No, guys, and I think, you know, this interview comes at a very opportune time because it's January, we're all preparing for the year ahead. You know, we've got our goals, we've got our vision boards, things that are important to us, and they're not going to happen unless we put ourselves in uncomfortable places. Ooh. And tell us, like, what has been something that you didn't expect, you know, from pursuing this journey and actually starting and overcoming the fear? What was one of the things that really surprised you?
Besides being complimented for being African, connecting with the different women that come into my DMs. I was sharing with, I call her my little sister Lewa. I was sharing with her, like, I think it's healing my need for community. In that period, between the time that I started and now, I've met somebody who's a business analyst and she's doing amazing things in Cape Town. Another lady who's running an NGO. So it becomes more than just exchanging garments. You know, I live vicariously through my customers. You know, one lady was like, I really need this. Can you have it sent to me by tomorrow? I'm going to Dubai with my mom. And I was just like, oh, this is so nice to be part of such a core memory, you know, somebody going to Dubai with their mom and they're wearing something that you facilitated. Oh, wow. You know, so I think the surprising thing for me has been having your heartstrings plugged by moments with complete strangers. That has been a surprise.
Jeez. And where can we find Empress Edits?
The Empress Edit is on Instagram, it's on TikTok, _Empress Edit.
Guys, I'm going to link it below so that you're able to follow the Empress Edit and get your garments as well. But maybe just in closing, I want you to just, you know, share with us what your goals are for the business, you know, what's the next phase, and yeah, how do you plan on getting there?
I'm grateful to be able to pursue the business from a not from a desperate vantage point. I'm grateful that I have room to explore and learn and build into the spotlight. I'm finally saying I will be seen, and I'm saying other women can join this movement, and you do that not by like, oh yeah, I'm just different, oh I'm not scared. It's okay to stand out. You should stand out, actually. So yeah, I want women, especially our age group, in this age of ageism, where it's like gupelile. It's like, no girls, the level of experience that we're working with, the level of knowledge that's out there. At this age, you're old enough to know exactly what you want and who you are. You're old enough, you're sure. But you're also young enough. You've got the energy, you've got the knowledge, you are young enough to pursue the things that you want.
Oh, wow.
We're not starting from scratch, we're starting from experience.
We're starting from experience, and actually, I love, what you said about it's okay to stand out, and I think that maybe is something that we can look at really incorporating into this new year, which is, how are you going to stand out in your own special way? How are you going to show your brilliance? How are you going to show what's great about you? It doesn't have to be something grand or extreme. What matters to you?
This level of life is about grabbing life by the balls. You cannot be too concerned about. At the end of the day, we are counting to ourselves. And another thing that I've learned recently is I have a partner, but life is largely a solitary experience. Even when there are people, your children, your family, a lot of things are solitary experiences. And so even sometimes when you think, people are looking at me, I'm so worried, it's a solitary experience. People are probably not even looking at you that much. Exactly. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's such a mental gymnastics. And I feel like we are fortunate enough at this point to know enough to overcome, to win it.
No, guys, I think that's brilliant. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for sharing. I hope that you were inspired as well to do that thing that you've been putting on the corner, on the shelf. This is the year that you actually, face your fears and bring it to life. But guys, thank you so much for joining us, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Happy 2026.